Hey everybody, I'm back with another Ahsoka Tano cosplay tutorial. This time I'm showing you how I do her makeup. Now for some of you, I know that this has been a very long awaited video since 11 months ago I said. I hope you guys will check out the tutorials slash walkthroughs slash talkthroughs that I will be putting out in a few weeks. Liar! So I got obsessed with TikTok for a while and I started producing a lot of videos on there, losing my motivation to make any YouTube videos. I also moved back in January, so there's just been a lot going on. So to make things a little bit easier for me, I decided to film and edit this video completely on my phone. So if this happens to work out well for me, I might continue doing videos like this just to get them out there. Alright, so I always start with Ahsoka's white markings. I use Mehron face paint, which is a water-based face paint. It has little transfer, still transfers, but you know, it's not as bad as other face paints. And when it dries, you can tap it with your finger and it won't get all over the place. I always pull up several reference photos on my computer while I'm doing my makeup, and I improvise everything. I don't use templates, I just like to wing it. In order to place the cheek markings exactly where I want them, I always put dots where I think the corners should be. Like I use my eye and my nose and the distance from my mouth as guides for where I put the dots, and then I connect the dots, and that's consistently helped me create a shape that looks pretty accurate. When all of the white markings are done, I wipe my brush off and start cutting in with the orange. Often I get really impatient and I don't want to wait for one layer to dry before moving on to the next layer, but all that does is cause a lot of problems and smudge the paint, so don't be like me, let your layers dry. I like to use my brush to fill in all the areas that are tiny and hard to reach. If you mess up on the lines like I did right here, you can actually go back in once it's all dry and just add another layer and clean up the lines. I don't know why, but for some reason cutting in around the lines is really satisfying. It's honestly probably my favorite part of this whole process, except for maybe adding contour, which we'll get to later. For all the easy to reach areas, I always use my fingers to dab the rest of the face paint on. This makes the face paint a lot smoother, it looks more like skin, and you won't get streaks like you get with a paintbrush. Be cautious when applying this around your eyes. You don't want to get it in your eyes, of course. So if you have any orange eyeshadow, you can use that to fill in any of the areas you missed, or just be super careful. With the orange paint dried, I go in with another layer of white. This helps crisp up the edges and brighten the white, and it looks so much better once adding another layer. Once the face paint's on, don't put anything on it until it's completely dry, otherwise you can smudge what you just did. So I'm gonna let this dry and then I will start doing some detail work. Okay, now that my face paint is all dry, I'm going to start adding some definition. So I'm going to try to make my eyebrow look like it's sunk in a little bit more, since Ahsoka's eyebrows are a little bit more of a deep set eye socket. Pokey outy. What's a pokey outy eyebrow? Anyway, you know what I mean. I'm gonna go in with you can go in with really like a dark purpley color, dark red, dark brown. I'm just gonna pick one that seems to look accurate-ish to my reference and go for it. First, I apply the color directly under the white eyebrow and I drag that down the edge of my nose to create the illusion that my nose is thinner. Then I drag the color down my eyelid about halfway to create a deeper eye socket. Ahsoka's nose is upturned, so I add a line across the ridge of my nose, and that gives the effect that the tip is protruding from... That doesn't sound very appealing. Okay, whatever. If I were going to a convention, I would try to blend this out a lot more. If I'm filming on TikTok or something, I don't worry about the harsh lines as much. I'm going to contour my cheeks, my chin, and my forehead because Ahsoka's face is a different shape than mine, and so I'm just trying to emulate that a bit. I apply black eyeliner to the outer edges of both eyes, and I also use fake lashes for this look. Last but not least, I applied a lip primer and some brown lipstick, although you can also use red or purple. And I should have used a lip liner because it's a lot sharper and the lip liners I have just work a lot better than this lipstick. But this is a final look. I think it looks really good. In real life, it's definitely really crazy, but I mean, I don't know how you can not be crazy with this makeup. Anyway, I hope you guys like it, and now it's time to take it off. Every time I take off false lashes, I think of this one scene from the Rescuers movie. It's terrifying. And there you go, 2 hours of work for 5 minutes of wearing it. Great, bye.